All right, guys, so today we're back working on the 240 again. We got to mount up the front mount intercooler real quick. And then I got the turbo and stuff in there. It's not bolted up right now. I already had to make a custom intake because, as you guys know, the stock T25 has a little outlet pipe. So the stock rubber mounted mass airflow intake just bolts right to it. This is a 3-inch outlet, so it's different. So I had to get a little vibrant performance reducer to a 2.5, and then I bent the pipe right up to here. So we got that figured out. Sorry I didn't record. That's just something I wanted to get done this morning. But now we got to hook up the front mount intercooler and start mocking up like the hot pipe over here for the intercooler, because basically this is the only way I can clock the turbo down here. It should be coming up here, but I just can't. I tried it so many different ways. The wastegate just won't let me. So I'm going to be doing a 90 down to here, and then I'm going to run it right here across this frame rail and then back up to here, and the blow-off valve is right here. So it'll be perfectly fine. I'm just going to have to cut a little bit of my old intercooler pipe. So we're going to do that today, but I ordered a kit last night for the 2-inch pipe because I don't have it, and stores around here don't sell it. We're going to try to find something today, and we're just going to rig it so I can get to work all week. Basically, we should be able to hear it run today and stuff, but I'm not going to be able to get into any boost or anything because it's going to be rigged so I can get to work and the mass airflow can read it. So let's get on that. I'm going to hop on the front of the car and put the HKS intercooler back on, and then we're going to head up to the store and try to buy some pipes. Alright guys, so we're back. Got the vibrant performance pipe. I don't know what this is made for. I really don't, but it's gonna work perfect for us. So, as I showed you guys earlier, we got that weird bend and we were gonna have to make some kind of 90 or something. So we're literally gonna have to cut this part. Let me get in the light. There you go. We're gonna have to cut this part like all the way down here, literally, and then put the 2-inch hose clamp to the turbo and then clamp to this. This is going to run all the way back up, and we're going to have to move these power steering lines, but basically then this will come up somewhere right around here, and then I'm going to weld another 90, and then I'm going to have another hose right to there. So that's the plan for this. So now we got to take the intercooler piping back out on the cold or on the hot side, and let's get started on this and let's get this done. All right guys, so we got a new plan. Basically the power steering lines and stuff are in the way, and I can make modifications to them, cut them, run new hoses or whatever. I just don't want to do that because I have a universal intercooler kit coming in. So for right now, we're going to avoid moving pretty much anything we can. So instead of going like this forward around the power steering lines, we're going to actually do this backwards and bring it up between the brake booster and this. I know it's going to get it kind of hot here, so I'll probably heat wrap it or something. So instead of going forward, it's going to go backwards, come up, and then come right here to the intercooler pipe. That'll be the best bet. So first cuts we got to make is this has just got to be cut off because we're going to modify this later. So we're going to cut this right on this line so it's nice and flat. Try to fit it up under there. If it doesn't fit there, we're going to start making small minor adjustments. And then we're probably going to have to do like a little pie cut to kind of bend it to fit perfectly on that turbo flange. So let's get this done. Alright guys, so just cut it. That was probably the most perfect cut I've ever made without making any marks. Like, it was perfect. So, before you actually want to hook this up to your turbo, you just want to take a file and get rid of all these burrs. Alright guys, so you just want to take a file. I don't have to get it perfect right now because we're going to be making mods later, but I don't want anything on the inside. Alright, so that's just the first cut. I know it's not going to fit whatsoever, but just to give you like a rough idea of what we're going to be doing. So basically it's going to be something like that, but as you would see right down there where it's like overextended, we're going to cut it down here. So I'm going to mark that, and then this is basically how it's going to be. So we're going to go ahead and cut it farther down like that, and hopefully we can get it closer, then we can get a coupler on there. So let's do it. Alright guys, so we just made the second cut. Basically we got it lined up pretty decently, but as you see it down there? Oh my god, I got fucking metal in it. So, here, I'll just pull it out and show you. So the turbo is basically, this is how we're putting this in there. And if we put it in here like that, the turbo would sit flat on there because of the housing, how it's angled like this. So instead of clocking the turbo even more down, I'm just going to take this, and this is cut flat. I'm going to cut it a little bit angled down, so that'll bring this up a little higher, and it'll sit more flat on the turbo. And then we'll be good from down here up, and then we got to start modifying here to the front mount intercooler piping. So we're going to go ahead and mark this real quick. So it would be like this. We're just going to go slowly because we can come back and do more. We're going to cut about an inch down. So we're going to go ahead and cut that off, so like this, and then we're going to try to do it again. So now,
I'm so close to you.
Huh?
I don't know why I was so close to you.
Now we got to cut this and then kind of bend this way, so it's away from the brake booster, and then kind of going forward so it'll fit in there better. So we're going to go ahead and cut this and then bend it, and then we're going to try to test fit it again, and then from there we should be able to start working with this. Alright guys, so this is what we got to make now. We had to do some modifications. Basically it wasn't fitting right, so we got this pipe, this turbo goes into this comes out, and then we cut this, and it can't go like this because the wastegate, so we're going to have to tack weld it just like that. And then it's going to fit right around the wastegate, and it's going to come up right about here-ish, and then we can go from there. So we're going to tack weld this real quick, do a couple modifications, maybe have to tack it, cut it a couple times to make it fit perfectly, and then we should be good, and then we can go to the blow-off valve. So we got it. It's hooked up right here to the boot, runs down, a little bend comes up here. As you can see, it's about to hit the brake line, so what we're going to do is chop it probably right above the wastegate and then run a bend right up to here. So that's all we got to do next. This is all good. It's just tacked, so now we're going to do this part. I'm going to take my Sharpie real quick. We got to cut it right about there, and then we can weld a little pipe bent like that, and it'll come out to here. Face. I have blood on my face? Yeah. I got blood all over me. This shit sucks. All right, guys, so we're going to do that, and then we'll be getting one step closer after the 35 steps we took. So I ain't no fabricator, just don't look at the welds. Right, I'll admit it. I ain't a fabricator, I ain't a welder. But we got the shit done, I gotta get to work, this is what I gotta do. We got new pipes coming in next week, hopefully. This is just to get me to work for the rest of the next week. Because I already called out these past 3 days for you guys to make videos and get this done. So we made this, basically I welded it, I don't have the best welder, I'm not the best welding skills. So there's slag inside a little bit, and there was on the outside. Obviously I can knock the outside off, I can't knock the inside off. So what we're going to do is get a screen, put a screen on here, and then also a screen on another part just to make sure it's super safe, keep the slag out of there. The turbo's not going to suck it back in because it's blowing, but I just want to be safe, put a screen on there. I'm not going to be hitting crazy boost with this thing or nothing. I might get into it a little bit, but that's it. Basically, this is what we made right here. It would clamp in right down there, goes around the wastegate, comes around the brake lines, comes up here, and now we're just going to take another piece to the stock intercooler piping. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this on there. Me and Zach are going to get it all hose clamped up right here, and then we're going to see what we have to do from here on, and we'll be done, and then we can finally start this thing up. So let's get this over with. All right, guys, so we're getting it all worked up, so we can put this into here real quick for you, and as you can see, that's where it's at. So we got it like literally perfect. I'm not gonna lie to you, unplanned perfection. We didn't mean for that to happen because originally we were gonna cut it like up here, which we still are when the universal pipe comes in probably. So now we're literally just gonna take one of these pieces, well, actually this one right here probably, take this and cut it at an angle like that so we can tap weld it right to there, and then just put our little piece right like that onto there. and we'll be good. So I'm gonna do that real quick. We're gonna get it all hooked up, and we'll be set, guys. We're gonna start this thing up after we hook up the oil lines, the water lines, and put the gaskets in. We're doing the last part, well, one of the major last parts. I'm gonna be putting my Mr. Gasket, copper gasket in here. This thing was like $35. So it's got the little like fins around the gasket part so they can crush because it's copper. So let's put it right on. Everything's hooked up, the oil lines and everything. Just move this right out of your way. Kind of a pain in the ass. There we go. And then get this up, slide that right on there, which I found my Torx sockets, which actually helped a lot for putting these studs in. Someone recommended that, and then I remembered that I had them. So we're gonna finish putting these bolts on, guys, and then that'll be pretty much it, besides the intercooler pipe, and we should be ready to start it up. All right, guys, so we got it. It's all hooked up. Hot pipe's all hooked up to this coupler, and then all our welded stuff works. The wastegate clears. This is our intake, basically 3-inch to a reducer to a 2.5 to a 90, and it's going to come out basically right here. We still have to make the intake, so we're going to do that real quick, and we're going to put oil in it, hook everything up, oil drain, and then we can finally start this thing. All right, guys, so after lots of hard work, we're getting oil in there. All right, guys, so we're about to start it up. Hopefully the battery isn't dead. I haven't actually tried yet. Wanted to show you guys what actually happens. So everything's hooked up. As we know, I think water line there, oil feed, oil drain, down pipe, dump pipe, everything's tight in there. We don't have the intercooler hooked up, it's blowing out right here, but we have the cold pipe kind of hooked up. So it might run like a little funny, but I just didn't want any metal from me welding that to blow in there. So let's see. Alright guys, so I'm going to crawl under here real quick. The oil drain was a little sketchy. It was really hard to get on. So I just want to pop in there real quick. Ow. Check
pop on in there.
My baby's running again. Alright, we ain't got no leaks down here. Smells like mad exhaust. Ah. I don't have an RPM gauge, dummy. Alright guys, so we're just going to keep adding coolant. There's no exhaust leaks. All the smoke you see is just from the new manifold and some like grease and oil I got on the turbo from manhandling the shit out of it to get it in there. So it's all done, guys. We're going to let it run a little bit, get some coolant in, and in about 5 minutes we'll be right back. You'll see us in like 2 seconds, and we'll let you know what's going on and how good she's doing. But yeah, she's idling good. The O2 sensor's got to plug it in. Idling nice and low. No exhaust leaks. So yeah, guys, we did it. Big turbo. Big-ish turbo. But yeah, we just got to finish up these ugly modifications and get it looking mint. Alright guys, so she's warmed up. Just give it a little bit. Don't want to do that.
Turn it off.
We forgot to hose clamp from that intercooler. Sorry guys, too much boost. Nah, but we did that so we could check for all the fucking oil in there and stuff. But I guess that's it. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully this thing will be driving. So peace guys, it looks good.